Welcome everyone. Appreciate you joining today. I'm going to go over introduction to TSANet. If you're new to TSANet, I think those will be quite informative. And then even if you've been with TSANet for a while, there's a few things I'm going to emphasize as far as maybe some new features in 2024 and some things we'd like to have members focus on for this year. So just a quick overview, if you're brand new to TSANet, a quick understanding of what TSANet is. It's designed as a not-for-profit collaborative alliance, and really the focus is on improving our members' shared customer experiences. So multi-vendor support is really what's underlining the role of the organization. And you can see here 850 plus companies. TSANet's also been around for over 30 years, so definitely a well-established alliance. As far as the things that TSANet provides members with, there's really two categories, and I would really emphasize, to get the most value out of TSANet, you really need to participate in both. And the first is the support community. And you participate with the support community through the regional focus groups. I'll spend a little bit of time on those, but I would say if you have not joined a regional focus group, that's definitely the way to connect into the TSANet community. And a couple of things that they do, they meet regularly, usually face-to-face twice a year. There might be a remote option in there as well. With that, though, there's some technical knowledge exchange. So for your support engineers, that could be maybe some technical information on debugging Red Hat core files or VMware troubleshooting. So they tend to be things that are of interest to multiple members. And then the other real important thing we do is, of course, there's managers and support management getting together in these regional focus groups, and they do discuss best practices, and really I think that's a great opportunity to not only network, but to kind of learn how others are doing things that maybe you're struggling with. So that's the support community. The second area is really, I would call it the operational piece. And maybe this is what makes TSANet unique, in that as an association, we actually do have an operational component. And this is the component where members initiate collaboration requests with each other. And that's done through the TSANet Connect interface. But there's really some things that are underlying the ability of that. So we've got the legal framework. Of course, you've got the ISO certified system and process. So all those things kind of allow you to collaborate with other members in a way that that is best practice for the industry. So drilling into the community technical knowledge exchange aspect, what you'll find these, and again, we do record these. They tend to be around 1 hour long. They tend to cover technical topics from top members. And then again, the way to kind of influence these things is through the regional focus groups. So our regional focus groups meet, they will discuss, what are the technical knowledge exchange sessions that we should have, right? What are the issues that we're seeing? What are important things to share with our support engineers? So this is definitely something that's fairly new. It launched last year, and this year we plan to expand it as well. And then the second aspect of the community is the regional focus groups, and these have actually been in place for about 10 years. Maybe not all of them, but it started with the North America focus group and Europe focus group. Those have been in place for the longest period of time, but we over the years have expanded that to include India, Japan, and Australia as well. So I would say wherever you have support centers and management, these are good opportunities to get those folks involved, and certainly as a multinational company, which I know most of our members are, certainly appropriate to have managers attending these in your different regions, right? So it's not a, hey, or I'm the TSANet business manager, I'm the only one that should be involved with TSANet. This is really a great opportunity to make sure that all your support centers have somebody that's really being engaged with TSANet and participating in these communities. As I kind of highlighted here, this is really where support management is coming together. They're sharing their experiences, best practices. So great opportunity, not only to network and ask questions, but to get some pretty concrete best practices as well. They'll define problems to solve, and again, these are very specific to the region. So what could be a challenge in Japan, for example, may not be a challenge in Europe, right? So they are tuned to what the regional focus group wants to discuss. And then this is certainly also a great way to provide input to the TSANet strategy and operations. So TSANet staff participates in all of these regional focus group meetings. So we're there to kind of provide updates and kind of listen to members and make sure we're getting feedback from the membership as well. So then turning over to the collaboration framework part, really the emphasis on this slide that I want to communicate is that we do have support for all the different technology partner models. And what we've seen by working with members over the years is it really kind of comes into three different areas. Of course, there's the common customer model that's been in place forever. This is where two vendors might meet in the market. They might even not know their partners. In fact, they could be competitors, and the customer has integrated their solutions together. So this is kind of the classic TSANet model where we have a common customer. They're in support entitled with both vendors, and you're using both the legal framework as well as the operational framework to collaborate. So I would say this is kind of everyone gets this, everyone does this. It's kind of, I don't want to call it an exception case, but you really need this to be in place. And then we've seen certainly over the last, I would say 10 or 15 years, more formality coming from partnerships. So the alliance partner programs, that's something that certainly has come and is very common. So we provide support for that. I'll provide you some examples there. But again, this is a great opportunity just to leverage the efficiency and the scale of TSANet. So we have some members that have onboarded 200-300 partners through TSANet, and of course this gives you a very efficient way and common way to collaborate with all your technology alliance partners. And then the third area is the strategic partners, and these could be, OEM partners, solution support, managed service providers can fit in there as well. But these tend to be very unique support agreements with between partners, right? It could be one vendor is the lead vendor in providing support for the whole solution, and then the second vendor is providing backline product support or maybe even engineering support. So there's really any support model that you need in a custom arrangement can be done through the strategic partner area. So there's really not any type of support, collaboration, or partner relationship that you can't do through TSANet. So I think that's really what we're trying to emphasize this year. A lot of members maybe viewed TSANet as hey, this is our exception process and we use this for the common customer. But if it's alliance partner or strategic partner, here's the different thing that we do. And we really see some benefit of putting it all in the same umbrella and providing that efficiency and kind of clarity to your support engineers. So the Technical Alliance Partner Program, I would say we have a lot of great best practice examples here. You can see kind of from the logos here, we have some very, very large partner programs. So we have a partner program playbook here that kind of goes through the details on how we do this. This tends to be very integrated into your partner program so that your partners kind of understand how this fits in. And I would say we've been very successful with quite a few partner programs here. So this is something definitely, if you have a technology alliance partner program and you're not hosting it on TSANet, definitely reach out to me and we'll start some discussion there. And then the strategic partner models, as we talked, again, this tends to be these kind of unique. Oh, we're doing an OEM relationship with this vendor. Oh, we have solution support model with these 10 members. Oh, we have this huge managed service provider relationship with this large telco or what have you, right? So you kind of put these under the strategic partner model. And I would say this is kind of the area that's a bit new going into 2024. It's really kind of a focus area, and one of the key enabling features that we're bringing into 2024 is the TSANet Connect 2.0 system. So this will provide some of the functionality that members really feel they need for these strategic partner models. So I'll highlight a little bit of that a bit later, but we do see this now being something that TSANet can do with the new Connect 2.0. So then moving into TSANet Connect and really how it works. You can see here from the flow chart, it is really designed around a very simple handshake. And really when I go into kind of train engineers or our training material, I kind of describe it as a just-in-time LinkedIn, right? So you go into the system, you search for a member, you complete the request form, and there's a handshake that results in your support engineer being introduced to the other member's support engineer, and everything's then tied and linked to your case number, which is sent over as a request, and their response case number. So again, there's a unique case numbers on each side, and then engineer contact information that's shared. And this really allows then the engineers to work how they want to work, right? So it's certainly not required to go back into the TSANet Connect system. In fact, if you're not using 2.0, the bidirectional updates do not happen through the system. So that's happening, directly in your CRM system through email, phone calls, team sites, WebExes, whatever is kind of necessary to solve the issue. So that remains very flexible. So if you look at the user experience that an engineer has, again, we keep this extremely simple. If you think about your support engineers, they're living in your CRM systems. They got a whole bunch of processes and things to work around. So we really wanted to keep this extremely simple. So if it was the first time you used it, or you only used it, once or twice a year, it's dead simple to use. And you can see that here from the slides. It's just really search for the member, and it provides you a form to fill out. You press submit, and then the handshake takes place. And as far as the information that's requested, you'll see between the different members, and again, this is really the efficiency of TSANet Connect, is it's very consistent. Certainly members can add custom fields. So maybe a hardware vendor says, hey, I need a serial number, or maybe a software vendor wants a license key or a software version or what have you. So there may be some custom fields, but in large, most of the information is already auto-populated because the system knows who you are. So we auto-populate your information. You're providing your case number, what the problem information is, selecting a priority, and pressing submit. And one of the things that the system does do is it communicates to the engineer what the SLA expectations are, right? So based on the priority, there's SLAs, and again, these are initial response commitments that are coming back from the other vendor. So the engineer knows, hey, I should get a response within this time period. And if they do not, the system does trigger escalation processes, start sending emails, notifies us. So really the promise of TSANet Connect is to make sure you do get a connection, right? And if you don't, then escalation process trigger off, and we get involved, and escalation contacts get involved to ensure that is the case. So the user experience as far as the email handshake goes then is what you see here. As soon as they press submit, they get an initial email. And the important thing here is you can see this embedded escalation instruction. So they know automatically, right? Hey, if something goes wrong here, this is what I should do, right? So it might be a phone number, might be a manager contact, could be a duty manager process, right? Whatever is appropriate for that vendor that you're collaborating with. And then the second email they get back is the initial response. And you can see here, this then does include the case number, who the engineer contact is, contact information. So again, this is really what the engineer needs to kind of continue the conversation. They usually put a note in there too, as far as kind of what the next steps is. So that could be, I'll contact you shortly via email, or hey, we have a conference call with a customer at this WebEx. Please join, right? So whatever is the next step for troubleshooting and working on the issue can be communicated in that note. So that is the engineer experience. So I want to just kind of go through maybe a few other features that would be important to understand. And the reason I'm kind of highlighting these is these tend to just make the system easier to use, add some functionality, some use cases, and in some cases these are either new or what I would say maybe underutilized. And the first, of course, is single sign-on. Premium and elite members have access to this. And again, this really removes the need for you to manage users. While it's very easy to onboard users, we have a very efficient way where, if you don't have single sign-on, you just go there, put your email. But of course, members leave support organizations, so occasionally you need to go in there and kind of clean up old users to make sure that people don't have access to the system that shouldn't have access to the system. And that's really solved automatically with single sign-on, right? So then we tie into your identity management system. You fully control your employees, what access they have, all those types of things. So this is under the common SAML 2.0. So virtually, I would say every company out there has some type of identity management system that's going to support that. And it also supports just-in-time user provisioning, so that the experience that your users have is very slick, right? They would just click on an icon or select TSANet Connect, and it would just work, right? They don't have to register or anything like that. So if you're not using single sign-on today and you're premium or elite, I would highly recommend you reach out to me. We can set that up fairly quickly. The second piece that was new for last year, and we've got a few members on it. We're starting to scale this up. This will really be the focus for this year, is this critical escalations process. So again, this is the area where we're starting to expand the use case of the system. So again, this is kind of focused on the premium elite members. You need to have the 7x24 process in place. And of course, this is for business critical situations. So we have a best practices document that kind of highlights what your internal setup should be in order to onboard into this, because it is a limited access group, right? So it's not all your engineers have access to this, and it's not all members that have access to this. So it would be your critical escalations team that's dedicated to working on these types of issues. And again, this was new for last year, and we've been starting to onboard our board member companies into this. So if you're a premium and elite member and you do have a critical escalations team, action would be to reach out to me on that. And then the last item here, and we just had a webinar on this back in October. So if you didn't get a chance to attend that webinar, I do encourage you to go look for that on our website. We record all of those. And this is really what TSANet Connect 2.0 is bringing to members, and it's now in beta. So if you have an interest in kicking the tires on it, so to speak, please reach out to me. There's two ways that you can interact with the integration framework. We have created a Salesforce package. So if you're running Salesforce, there is a, download this package and it will just work. So that's certainly very nice if you're a Salesforce member. We are providing managed and unlocked packages. So if you need to customize them for your environment, we can assist with that. So again, this isn't a one size fits all. We do know that there's some different workflows and processes. So again, the Salesforce packages, there's either a download and use it as designed, or ability to customize and tweak it a bit as well. And then the second option is, of course, if you're not running Salesforce, we provide the full APIs. And of course, those APIs are capable, just like we did with the Salesforce app, of building other apps in other target systems. So we do see this as kind of a collaborative effort with members. I would say Microsoft Dynamics will be the second system that we integrate to, and we've already got a couple members that we're working with on that. But we certainly see this being, once we get one or two of these here, easy to kind of work with members and help them create those apps or create those apps for them or contract those apps to be created. So this is really where we see the future going with TSANet Connect. We will certainly always have the web interface. A lot of members, that's just all they want to use. They don't want to do any type of system integration, but we do see members that are using the system more strategically and using it, for all their partner collaboration methods, including the strategic partners. They really are looking for increased functionality with the collaboration platform. So that's really what we're focusing on here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of finish it up here. We'll have some ability to ask some questions as well. But I would say that the thing that I do really want to stress to the membership is that it is your organization, right? I would say what has made TSANet successful over the past 30 some years is that, right? We have a very, very active board and very active membership. And as a member, there's a lot of ways that you can participate. And I highly encourage you to do that. Not only do you help TSANet as a whole, but I would say there's definitely some benefits back to you personally as well, right? Some enhanced networking stuff, getting experience working on committees, board of directors, those types of things. So we do have a board of directors. There is open positions every year. There's some that come available. So if you have an interest in serving on a board of directors, certainly reach out to me for that. The next is we have quite a few committees. So we have, for example, a security committee that kind of guides our ISO certifications and security of the platform. We have a membership committee. We have a cloud committee that we're starting here this year as well. So there is some definitely opportunities. If you don't want to serve on a board of directors, you want something a little bit more operational and kind of designing processes and helping define requirements and stuff for TSANet committees are a great way to be involved. And then the third is joining the regional focus group. And again, I think every member should be participating in at least one, right? If not more than one regional focus group. So I've provided the contacts for each of the regional focus groups. So if you have a desire to be part of the regional focus group, please reach out to me. If you have peers that are in some of these other regions, please introduce us to those folks as well, and we'll get them involved. If you go under news and events, this is where you're going to find all the upcoming events. And again, we record all these sessions as well. So if you've got, again, some peers that you want to get watching this, you can certainly find it and direct them to that. And Brittany's going to be sending out the recording to everyone that's registered. The other place that you're going to find it is if you go to the bottom here and go under member resources, you will find a lot of good information here. So most of these types of intros to TSANet, you're going to find under the new to TSANet. So we'll be updating this video. We usually update it every year to kind of reflect the latest and greatest. But you can see here some training materials, some best practices on the administration side, all of the marketing resources that we have, slide decks, all that type of stuff to help you communicate to TSANet, all of our legal documents if you get real bored, and then certainly the ISO cert. So this is another place to go, member resources if you have any questions, but feel free to reach out to me via email at any time as well. Okay, so with that, we'll let you guys go, and thanks a lot for joining.